Ladies and gentlemen, guess what, y'all? Elena Cardone is going to be coming on the show here in a minute, man. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys are excited. I am your host, Anthony Glenn, and guess what, man? This is where we help you win in real estate. You know what I'm saying, man? All right, so if you guys are fired up, put a fire emoji in the chat, man. Anthony Glenn, buy and hold investor out of sunny Southern California. Welcome to the show. Ladies and gentlemen, Elena Cardone is going to be going live and in color, man, here in a couple of minutes. Right now, we just shot her a text message. She's going to be getting on the live, guys. I'm super excited to bring this information to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, all of the social media platforms. So guys, listen to me. This is going to be popcorn style. Let me tell you what we're going to be doing. We're going to be allowing you guys to answer questions, okay? Here's going to be the protocol of the show today, okay? Because I got a lot of questions to ask her. I'm going to go 2 or 3 questions, and then I'm going to open it up for the space, allow her to answer, and then I'm going to go 2 or 3 questions. So if you're in the listening lounge, guys, raise your hand and get on stage right freaking now. If you're not on stage right now, I'm telling you, it's going to be difficult for you to ask questions. We just opened up the social media platforms, and right now, Instagram is starting to pick up. And guys, we're on Clubhouse, Instagram, TikTok, LinkedIn, and all the social media platforms. And ladies and gentlemen, we are ready to go. All right. So flash your mics if you guys are ready to go. Thank you guys for pulling up. It's going to be a hot show. Let me tell y'all what we're going to be talking about. Miss Elena Cardone, we're going to be interviewing her. And then, guys, you guys are going to be able to answer as many questions that you would like to answer. Billionaire empire builder, author, mother, realtor. Over a thousand real estate agents in 2 years, guys. So for those of you that are in the listening lounge, and she's also a real estate investor and a philanthropist. So ladies and gentlemen, the show is going to be lit. Okay. All right. So as soon as she comes in, guys, we'll be able to rock out. But until we get there, who else has questions or comments that they would like to ask Elena when she gets on the show? We ready to go? Give her the thumbs up.
I would like to ask her. Oh,
Go ahead.
Me?
Yes.
I would want to ask her if she could give herself like 5 tips of advice from when she first started out in her career. What would they be? And I'd also want to ask her about her philanthropies. Like, what are the top things she likes to help or donate within her community or the U.S.?
Okay, outstanding. I believe that, I believe that, I think 5 things is a lot, but I think if we have like 2 or 3 things, because I got 10 questions to ask her, but those are great questions. Like, what are some of the things that philanthropy, things that she's doing. And ladies and gentlemen, we're just waiting on her to come on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we are live and in color. We currently have 42 people on the Instagram live. And guys, we're across all social media platforms. I'm going to be interviewing Elena Cardone, man. All right. So Samantha, get ready for the show. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the listening lounge, I'm going to invite you to get on stage, because when she comes in here, it's going to be rapid fire question and answer. Okay. Make sure you try to keep your questions short. Okay. And then we'll be ready to go. Okay. All right. She said, okay. No, we'll just tell her we're warming up. Okay. We went on a little early right now because I wanted to set the precedence for when she comes in here. The only reason why we started the show early is because we wanted to make sure that she was, we were prepared and we had some people in the space. Ladies and gentlemen, raise your hand and get on stage. I'm super excited to have her on the show. And then who else has a question for her? Okay, so right now I've written down 9 questions, okay, that you guys want to ask her. Okay, so what other questions do you guys feel that you want to ask Elena?
What are some non-negotiables that they build into their family's routine?
Ooh, that's a very good one. What are some of the non-negotiables that she has built into her family? That is a really, really, really good question. Okay, so that's a good one. Okay, so what are some of the non-negotiables? That's an outstanding question. Okay, who else has questions?
Hey, how you doing? I got a question. What was something that she believed to be true that has now changed now that she's more successful?
Okay, okay, all right, that's a good question too, man. So and then as we're getting started, guys, I want to tell you guys how everything came about. okay, before she gets on. So basically what we did is that, we formed a relationship with her and we ended up partnering with Grant. And then from that, we did a strategic alliance with her. Okay. And then that's how we were able to get our situation going. I'm going to tell y'all something that's really cool that you guys are going to like. Okay. So one of the best things that I like about that family is that they really genuinely want to help veterans. Okay. And they also want to help real estate professionals invest. When I sat down and I talked to them, I wanted to be a part of something bigger. Okay. So when I talked to Grant, I talked to Grant and Elena at the same time. Okay. It wasn't just him. It was a family thing. They were sitting on the couch. I was expecting to go in there and be all, all professional and everything else. And they were just lounging. And they said, you know what? We've been watching you. We've been hanging out with you. We know that you are doing great things. And you know what they said? Guess what they said, guys? 5 words. You want to know what they were? How can we help you? How can we help you? I was blown back. I was not expecting for them to ask me how they can help me. So right then and there, when I knew, because I'm not going to lie to you guys, I've never been in a situation to where I could have that type of momentum with a person. But when they said, hey, we want to help veterans, we want to help you expand your business, we want to know what it is that you're doing, and we want to see how we can help you. And I was thinking small. I was like, there's 1.2 active duty service members out there. And, we want to reach those people and help them invest. They're like 1.2. That doesn't sound right. And you know what Grant said? Grant said, do you know there's over, close to 21 million veterans that need help, that don't know financial literacy? I didn't even know that information. So, one of the biggest things before we get started and she comes in here is guys, listen to me. Don't be afraid to ask your questions when she gets on stage. Be ready, ask the questions, and then they really, really want to help people build. Okay. So I'm super excited about the 59 winners that are in here today. Okay. And she's about to come on in about 6 more minutes. And I'm just getting the crowd warmed up, man. Who else has questions that you want to ask Elena when she gets on?
I have several questions. I'm only going to ask one, but do I need to get them screened?
No, man, you ain't got to get them screened. You can ask some questions,
Yeah, no, I have several, and I was just gonna sit on the ones that were redundant or whatever, because I listened to the GNE podcast, so I have a ton of questions, but I would just ask one. But one question that I have is about her transitioning from one sector to a totally different sector at age 30. She was an actress and a model. And she was in Japan and Tokyo and all of that. And then at 30, made the decision to run divisions with Grant in a totally different sector. And I just wonder what competency she took with her and how that transition worked for her as a woman, changing careers entirely at 30. I think that's kind of part of what Samantha said, but I didn't, but that was, like I said, I was going to hang back and not be redundant, but that was something that I wanted to hear her talk about.
Oh, that's a really deep question, man. And the reason why I'm asking you guys these questions, man, because I know when she gets in here, y'all gonna be like, oh my God, I want you to be prepared. And the reason why we're setting this up, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna be interviewing Elena Cardone here in about 2 minutes. She's about to jump in. I wanted to get you guys warmed up, man. Are you guys ready to go, man? I don't know about you guys, but we're ready to go, man. Elena Cardone coming.
Let's do it.
Our builder. Let's go. Who is that? Is that Mark Days in the building?
I'm in here with you, man. You know that.
Hey, let's get to it, man. Hey, let's go, man. Listen, man. Man, let me tell y'all something, man. Listen, we are freaking ready to go. Elena Cardone. What has been your experience with Elena before she gets in real quick, Mark?
Oh man, we had the blessed opportunity to sit with the Cardone family in Arizona and eat and discuss and talk, and just down to earth people, man. The 100% down to earth. Elena's down to earth. She was just like a genuine soul, a sweet spirit, and just an individual who was really cool. And she wasn't with the nonsense, and she doesn't reflect where they're at financially. Sometimes people can act a certain way. They don't have that at all. Not just her, the whole family, even the kids. Sabrina, down to earth, real cool. Everybody was just cool. So I have nothing but respect and love for Elena.
Man, see, everybody, one of the biggest things that I like the most is that, she's approachable, right? So that's what my experience was. She was very approachable. She sat down, she made eye contact. It's those little things that make you comfortable, man. That's the part that I like the most. And then another big thing that I like the most when I had the opportunity, she stops everything for her children. And you wouldn't believe, man. I Zoom call her one day. She's probably gonna laugh at this, but one day I had a Zoom call with her, and she was cooking breakfast, just chilling, cooking breakfast, and talking. She's like, "What up, Tony? How you doing?" And she was talking about shooting and all types of other stuff. But there's a lot of misconceptions about people that want to help people, and the best thing that I like about it is that it's going to be a phenomenal space, man. And I'm super ready to go. Guys, listen, welcome to the Winning Real Estate Show. I'm across all social media platforms right now. We're going to have questions coming in. My Clubhouse family is near and dear to me. So they're going to have first right of refusal to get on here and ask as many questions as possible. We got a pretty big space. We got 78 people here right now. I got 22 people on the Instagram Live. And then the Zoom call, people are going to be jumping in. There's already people requesting to come in. And guys, I'm super excited to introduce to you guys Elena Cardone. All right, it's going to be a phenomenal space. I'm super excited. Thank you guys. I want to say thank you guys for showing up today. This means a lot to me. Okay, I appreciate you guys coming into this space, getting ready to talk to Elena. I got a lot of hot questions for you guys. If you're in the listening lounge and you're here, make sure you hit that hand raising button and get on stage, because I'm gonna tell you right now, man, it's gonna be rapid fire. We want to keep it nice and smooth, guys. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm super duper excited to have you guys come into space today. And I see Jessica coming on to the space. Okay, Jessica, we see you. Okay, all right. So we see her on Zoom. Okay, and then we're just waiting right now to get the thumbs up to get started, man. We wanted to warm you guys up, man. Hey, Mark, man, what about who else has had experience to meet Elena Cardone? Anybody else? Anybody who has questions for Elena when she gets on the space? Man, don't get all nervous now, man. Okay, Albert, come on up, man. Albert, what's your question? What question do you have for her? Go ahead, jump in. Go ahead, jump in.
Okay, so I'm here. So I have a question that I really want to ask her, right? And it's going to be related to veterans. I really want to know, what is the number one thing that she feels that veterans need in order for them to reach the level of wealth that they've been able to obtain? Because I refuse to believe, right, that after 21 million veterans that there is in the United States, that only 6% are homeowners. Or homeowners / real estate investors, because in my opinion, once you become a homeowner, what you're really becoming is a real estate investor, right? So why is it that she feels that there's a lot of veterans that don't have this information, and what can we be doing better at Cardone Veterans to take this information out to the rest of the world?
Oh man, that's a great question too. Well, you already know we're already doing that stuff, right? I think that they formed Cardone Veterans specifically for that reason, right? And I think bringing awareness to that is what's going to set us apart from everybody else, man. So I think, being able to do that, and then, I think that she's going to have, that's a great question. Okay. And then does anybody else have any questions? Who has questions for Elena? Okay. She's going to come on.
Yeah, Tony, it's Diana.
Hey, Diana, go ahead. Jump in.
Hey, so I was going to ask her something along the lines of what you brought up earlier, where she's backing Grant at 100%. And my question would be, what best advice do you have for women in leadership roles to not emasculate men, right? To lead in a way where you're still in your femininity. I don't know what you think about that question, but that's something that I really admire her for.
Wow, that's a
good one.
That's a really, really good question, man. That's a really, really good question. So that's a good question. I'd be like, man, I don't know if I could answer that, man. If y'all asked me that question, I'd be like, can you repeat the question, please?
That's crazy.
Can you please repeat the question one more time, please? All right. But yeah, that's a good question, man. Who else has a question for Elena? Guys, listen, let me go ahead and do a quick room reset. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Win in Real Estate Show, man. Elena Cardone is about to be interviewed here shortly. She's going to get on the live, and we're ready to rock out on the ones and twos with her. All right, so we're waiting her staff. I see her staff pulling up. We're good, right? Okay, so we're waiting right now. We got Jessica, we got Annette Robinson on the Zoom. We got some people popping in. I see we got a couple of like 1 more minute before she's supposed to be popping in here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Winning Real Estate Show. If you're in the listening lounge, please hit the hand raising button. Come on stage. I see we have 158 people on TikTok. We currently have 72 people on the Zoom. And then on YouTube, we got 68 people. This is going to be a phenomenal interview, guys. We're just waiting on her to come into the space. I wanted to warm up the space a little bit before she gets in here. Guys, hang around right now. We got 61 people on Clubhouse. And this is going to be a crazy, crazy, crazy interview, man. Who else has a question for Elena before she pops in?
I just wanted to say I love Diana's question, because she actually does talk about this on her podcast on one of her, was not an extension of it. She talks about when she feels it's the right time to go to Grant for advice and when she walks it out on her own. And I think that, she talks about the difference between supporting his empire and building her own simultaneously. And so I love it that Diana brought that up, because that's really, because it's not like she didn't come in entry level. She came into a billionaire's empire. So she runs divisions on her own. But then there's 1,000 decisions to be made. Which ones do you ask Grant to help you with? So
And you
I love that Diana brought that up.
Thank you, Dr. Clarissa. And as a military spouse, I think we even feel that way sometimes without stepping a foot into the entrepreneurial space. So I think it's so wonderful that she happens to be part of this journey, because I think she really understands that mindset.
Oh man, that's phenomenal, man. I think that's a really good question as well, man. So she's getting ready to come on the show, guys. I think if you're in the listening lounge, guys, let me do a quick room reset. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Winning Real Estate Show. I am your host, Anthony Glenn, and I'm super excited, man. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys are ready for Elena to kick it like a sensei, man. We are in the building, man. Let's show her some love once she gets in here. Let's turn the hell up, because guess what, man? We're gonna be having some questions and stuff like that. And then we're going to be having some questions for her. And there's a lot of stuff that we're going to be doing and having conversation with her here shortly. Before she comes in, who else has other questions?
Tony, can we ask her if she ever sees herself as the first lady, or is that too much?
Man, ask her whatever you want, man. As long as it's professional, you know what I'm saying? That's what we want to do, okay? So we are currently getting ready.
Recording in progress.
Okay, so Elena, are you there? Okay, 1 second. Okay, so we want to make sure that she's a host. Okay, we got you, Jessica Mejia, on here. Give me a second. She's coming on the spot. Okay, so as we're doing that, guys.
I'm here, Tony. I'm here. I need your team to make my video active. It says the host has me shut down.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, hey, you know what, man? Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Put a fire emoji in the chat, man, while we figuring this out. Ladies and gentlemen, Elena Cardone is in the...
Woo, I am here. I have been
fired up about that, guys. Welcome to the show, guys. Elena Cardone, billionaire, empire builder, author, mother, realtor. Oh my God, man. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Elena, how are you doing today?
I am so good. I am just, I'm really excited to talk. I've loved the questions. I've been on now for several minutes trying to work with your team to get me in and seen and heard, but I've heard a last of the several questions and I just love them and I can't wait to answer them.
Outstanding. Well, let's get started while we're here, man. Let's just go ahead and get the question started, because we want to make sure that we keep rolling. We're going to figure out this camera stuff. Okay. Sorry about this, guys. We're going to make sure that we get that rocking out, but we want to make sure that we take advantage of the time. Okay. So here's the first question that I have for you. Okay. So can you tell us about, oh, there she is. Hey!
I made it. Hey. Yes, thank you.
All right, man. Elena Cardone is in the building, man. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys are ready to go, man. I have the lady, Elena Cardone herself. It is wonderful to see you. How are you doing today?
So good. Super busy down here in Florida. But, you know, for me, when I have too much time on my hands and I get bored, I get into trouble. So I really can't complain because production is the basis of morale for me. So I love it.
Outstanding, outstanding. Guys, are you guys fired up? Elena, we got so many people. Listen, our staff, right now we're on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. We got like 200 people on TikTok. Man, are you ready for the show or what, man? Are y'all ready for the show, man? On Clubhouse, can you guys unmute your mic and say welcome to Elena on the count of three? 1, 2, 3.
Welcome.
Welcome,
Elena.
Elena. Let's go.
Go, man. Oh,
Awesome.
man, I'm so excited. I am so excited. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Winning Real Estate Show. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking to Elena Cardone. We have a bunch of questions. Here's the pace, guys. I'm going to be asking her a couple of questions. I'm going to open up the mic so you guys can ask some questions to her. Okay. And then we're going to do a reset. And then she has a special announcement for some stuff that we're going to be coming up with for realtors that are trying to partner with us. Okay. Ladies that are trying to do personal professional development. Okay. And then also we got an event going this Saturday called the Veteran Wealth Formula, man. All right, let's get to it. Elena, are you ready to go?
I am.
Outstanding. Okay. So here's the first question. Now, I was on stage a couple of months ago and I heard Grant say, write the freaking book, man. Can you tell us about Elena Cardone, the author? Tell us how that went. How did that go?
Okay, so first of all, I never went to college. The only reason I was really kind of good in school is because I had an ability to memorize pretty easily. So schooling was kind of traumatic for me because I've always been like an artist, a visionary. So it was very hard for me to focus and, pay attention to stuff that I didn't see how it was applicable to my life. I was very introverted as a kid because I thought something was wrong with me because I always was visualizing futures and plans and ideas, which always meant I was looking out of the window, dazing off, right? And now that's really become a strong suit for me. But the point that I'm trying to make is that in school, when it came to English or papers, I thought I was dumb. I was in the lower reading group, et cetera, et cetera. So when it came about the time where I was going to write this book, Build an Empire, How to Have It All, it was Grant who actually, that's when I really had the first realization that pushing somebody in a very aggressive way sometimes for the greater good is love. And it might not always come in the form that I thought where, it's all lovey-dovey, romantic hand-holding. Sometimes it does not look like that in my life. So I was supposed to be writing this book and I was around the 6th or 7th month mark and Grant said, how's the book coming along? And I hemmed and hawed and, I can't sit still and I'm not smart like this and I don't write papers and I'm not you can write a book in a weekend. And I was coming up with all this blame. And Grant said at that time, no, you're not writing the book because you're lazy and a coward. Oh. And so that was exactly what I needed to hear because I'm very competitive and that really upset me. And thank God I didn't go and tell my girlfriends at the time because they might have had a reaction like, oh, why is he telling you that? And you support him and how can he not be there for you? But he was actually seeking to crush a weakness out of me. And what it forced me to do was for the next month, I didn't go anywhere and I finished this book. And out of that, it became hugely beneficial, not only for myself, because it restored my entire educational system that I had been through, because the smart people wrote books, the smart people can write papers. So it was very validative to myself first. And then the fact that it had so many beneficial gains for so many people that did not have or were thinking with the data that I had in that book that actually was then able to help them with their lives. So yes, it was really Grant behind the woman in that moment that got me to write that book, because he said that I have and operate with information that other people are not thinking and applying in their relationships in life, not just with their partners, but certainly it starts there, but even like all people. And any empire, Grant will tell you, as well as myself, no empire has been built alone.
Mm-hmm.
It takes an army, it takes a team, it takes people. I mean, you more than anyone would know the reality of that, right? So, so you've got to be able to understand relationships and getting people on the same page and how to get them in compliance and working and growing and fortifying. So that's what this book is about: building empires,
And
building, protecting, and expanding.
And one thing that I always hear her say over and over again is that I told Grant that you will be, not can be, a billionaire. And then there was some pushback from that. Why do you believe that he was so upset when you told him that?
Well, he was really upset with me because it's a high demand, right? And so for me, being the visual person that I am, I was going into the future, playing out these scenarios inside of my head, not realizing that it's not being communicated to him what's going on in my head. And what was going on in my head was I had met some billionaire people who I felt were not, they just, in my mind, they weren't worthy of the spot. Okay. They didn't help people. They disappointed me. I really looked up to them for some mentorship, and it was a very big letdown for me. And I looked at Grant. I'm his number one fan. I believe in his products, his services, his mission, his ability to help families be able to take financial control of their lives and to leave a legacy, right? So I looked at it and I said, why is Grant not a billionaire? Because if he was a billionaire, he would be doing more good with this status. Why isn't he walking amongst the quote unquote giants of the world? Grant actually has the intentions in the heart to really be able to help. And don't be offended when I say this, because a lot of people will take what I'm about to say out of context. But please don't, and take it for how I mean it, because this was the thoughts going on in my head, because I believed Grant could help the little people. And I've always thought of myself as one of the little people. I grew up in New Orleans, Louisiana, from modest beginnings. We did not have silver spoons in our mouths. We didn't grow up poor either. I always had a roof and a nice house, but we lived paycheck to paycheck, and it was a constant fear and anxiety around money in my household. So I never went to college. Like I said, I always kind of have battled with my intelligence issues. And so I consider myself like somebody being a billionaire is just, it's even to this day uncomfortable and awkward coming out of my mouth, because somebody like me isn't supposed to be here. Like, that's just not the level of where we're supposed to be. And so anyway, so this is going on in my head, and I'm thinking, this is where I want him to be, because I believe in him enough to be living to his full potential. And I believe that was what his full potential should be. And to be anything less than who he is and is capable of being, I felt was a transgression or a sin against not only himself, but all of the millions and millions of people that could have been helped or benefited by his products, right? And then I will admit, so there was that aspect of why he needs to be a billionaire. Also, if he's teaching financial literacy and legacy and all of that, wouldn't he have to be a billionaire? Like, everyone's a millionaire nowadays, right? And so, in order to break through the noise and to really get attention, who wouldn't listen to a billionaire? So there's many factors as to why we had to break the glass ceiling for ourselves, because we are the little people. He's from Lake Charles, Louisiana. He lost his dad at 10, his brother at 15. They came from moderate beginnings. Grant had a very bad, severe drug addiction. He was almost beaten to death. He's got like 100 stitches in his head. So we come from the everyday person. And so in order to make this real for others to follow in the footsteps and to be able to have credibility, I said, we have to become billionaires. No one else is going to listen. You're just going to be the everyday social media person, millionaire person. Like, and then, so that was another reason he had to become a billionaire. And then the last and final reason, and I will be authentic and transparent and admit to you that my agenda and my greedy agenda was not that I need money to be somebody. It had nothing to do with that, contrary to what others might think, because I am very secure with who I am and I don't need a name brand, even though I like them, to be me. So there's that. Where I will admit greed is I thought, if I get Grant focused on billionaire status and who he has to become and what he has to accomplish in order to make that dream a reality, would require so much attention that that attention would be focused on that and not on me. Because as a wife of a powerful guy who has that much ferocity and energy toward life and power and potential, if it is not channeled in the right avenue, going toward the greater good of the world, and he sits on that, that energy turns negative and comes at me. And it is a lot for me to deal with. So I just took his attention from me being the enemy or the challenge or his big game of life, you know, because that's where we were when we started out. We were bicker. I've got power over you. You've got power over me. Fight, build all day, tear each other down at night. That was the big game. It wasn't until I said, you need to become a billionaire, because it blurted out of the thoughts that went in my head. Yeah. It wasn't until I got his attention focused on the billionaire that aggression stopped coming at me, and we actually fortified and got on the same page. So I blurted it out, you need to become a billionaire, at which point he hadn't heard all the back thoughts in my head, and he responded with, when's enough for you? And I give you this and that, and you're not the one that has to go and hammer and claw. I'm the one that's the doer. You get to have all your little fantasies, all your little thoughts in your head, and then you expect me to do that? A billionaire. That I'm already, like, it was, I think he was around 53 years old at the time. He's 65 now. I can't even accomplish that. That's ridiculous. When he gets really upset, he'll start using the word ridiculous. That word, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Do you know what you're asking of me? I mean, furious. I mean, hit the lid, right? So once I was able to sort of backtrack and explain, hey, look, I don't need, look, I'm not even wearing my ring, my jewelry. Like, I'm not that girl. And he knows that. I said, look, I'm your girl from New Orleans. I like MMA. I like shooting guns. You know that about me. That's when I'm happiest, is when I'm on the range with the gun guys. Or I used to rebuild hot rods when I was in my 20s. Like, I don't need anything to be me. I got my integrity. I got my loyalty. I've got my willingness to learn. I've got things that no money can give me or take away from me. So that's first and foremost. Everything else is like a trophy and a Super Bowl ring, like a plane or a house or a nice car or a Chanel or this or that. Those are all trophies and indicators that we have done enough right things and avoided enough wrong things to be able to be successful. That's all that is for me. And then I explained the thoughts in my head, at which point he got on board. And of course, we hit that target about 2 years ago, and now we're going to 10 because, you know, now, you know, we want to make a greater global impact, and honestly, is insane as this sounds, like, to people, you know, like myself. Mm-hmm. The billionaire is still, quote unquote, the little people to the real, that are, to the 12 families that are controlling this planet. So, you know, the next target's 10, and then we'll see where we go beyond that. How big and how far can two, you know, people like Grant and Elena Cardone from Louisiana, how far can we make it? And not only that, but how far and how many people can we help to go along the path with us? Because I think these little people need to be at the top, because I think that our hearts might be a little more pure. Let's say that.
And you know what you want, one thing, guys, put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys are enjoying the conversation. Elena, we got a lot of people across all social media platforms. We're on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, and a lot of people have a lot of questions for you. One of the biggest things that I want to say is transparency. Like, a lot of people, you guys, put a 1 in the chat if you guys appreciate Elena being here today, because I'll tell you what, man, it can be a little bit, what do you call it? Intimidating when you see people and you really don't know that they go through the same stuff that the people that are out here working on a day-to-day basis. And one thing that I like about the Cardone family is that they try to bridge the gap, right? They put the ideas and everything, and they want to pull people up to where they're at. And it takes for people to be vulnerable, because people that are up there are not reaching down. That's the biggest thing that I see. So when I sat down, I want to tell you a quick story before we go to the questions, guys, because ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go to Clubhouse next, and you guys can ask questions to Elena. Okay, so this is popcorn style. Make sure you keep it respectful, keep it short and crisp, because we only have her for a short amount of time. But when I sat in your, the first Zoom call, I don't know if you guys remember, but y'all was sitting on the couch, and y'all was just chilling, man. And then I was all suited up, like, hello, my name is Anthony Glenn. And then you're like, yo, hey, how can we help you? How can we help you? That sticks in my head today. And I just want to personally say thank you for elevating what we do for real estate professionals, because we're gonna help a crap load of people, and I am super excited, man. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. You guys are in the Winning Real Estate Show. We have an event taking place this Saturday, okay, called Veteran Wealth Formula with Grant himself. Ladies and gentlemen, this is popcorn style. Who wants to go first? Who has a quick question for Elena? Who wants to go first?
I have a question.
Okay, Albert, could you introduce yourself and then ask your question?
Yes. Good afternoon, Ms. Cardone. My name is Albert Ramos. I am a real estate professional under your empire here with EXP. And I really appreciated something that you said, right? Because you kept it extremely real, and I appreciate and respect realness, right? You said the comment about the little people, and essentially that is what happens with a lot of veterans and a lot of service members. We come from very little or nothing. Myself, I'm coming from Puerto Rico, from a backwoods from Puerto Rico, and then now, I'm making more money than I've made or seen in my entire life, and for 99.9% of veterans and service members, that is enough because we are grateful.
Mm-hmm.
And most people just simply get complacent and never seek out more. So I have a two-part question. What can veterans and military spouses do to stop that complacency and reach the level of success that you and Grant have reached? And my second question, because it's also going to help out a lot of military spouses, is as we all know, you have two very beautiful daughters. I have two kids. How do you balance work slash personal life to be able to perform at the level that you are performing?
He took the questions right out of my mouth. That's one of my questions. That's a great question. And shout out to the two beautiful daughters, Sabrina and Scarlett, man. Put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys love those two little girls, man, out here rocking and rolling, man. So we see them growing up right in front of our face. But Elena, go ahead.
Okay, so the first question, what can we do to stop maybe that kind of mentality of just being happy once you kind of get a little bit of enough? I mean, for me, I mean, I can't really tell anyone to think different or how to think, but I can tell you this, that what I learned was I was happy and Grant was happy at one point in our lives where we had, like, the guys that I had dated before Grant I always funded everything.
Oh, wow.
Anyway, when I married Grant and he was like a multi-millionaire, probably around the $5 million mark. I mean, to me, that was like, I mean, I just thought we were wealthy. Like, I mean, that like a millionaire, when I grew up, if we were a millionaire, that was just like the biggest thing. I thought you could live forever and ever on being a millionaire, right? So we had that mindset, and we had our little nest egg, which some people who could think that was insulting that I say that. However, what ended up happening was 2008 happened, and we were our finances were cut in half. Grant's business, as he knew it, was wiped out at the time. He was only talking to car dealerships and selling his materials to car dealerships. That was over. They weren't having him come speak anymore. All we had was our real estate portfolio. We also got a lawsuit from our friends who actually had been conning us the whole time. So this was the first time I was waking up to the reality that we could have been wiped out horrifically in 2008. And so that's when I realized that we were poor rich people, basically what the middle class is, right? People, because I learned at that time, normal is the most dangerous condition to be in. And the reason it's the most dangerous condition to be in is because it gives you the illusion that everything is fine until it's not, until you get the rug wiped out from under you, until there's a death in the family or a lawsuit or someone needs medical treatment or care, et cetera, et cetera. Someone loses a job. The list goes on and on. Those circumstances of normal, marriages are threatened under those circumstances because it's high stress. So at that moment in 2008 is when I realized the normal is the most dangerous state to operate in. And the only thing that can survive an economic collapse or a death or any of these lawsuits, whatever you can imagine, is abundance. It's an abundance in resources in every aspect of the sense. And then I give this example of the farmer. If you needed 12 crops, let's just say, to survive for the entire season, and you only planted 12 crops, but then the winter or the lotus or somebody took out half of your crops or down to 2 crops, you can see that you're in a very fragile, vulnerable situation. But if you needed 12 crops and you planted 100 or 1,000 crops, you realize that the chances of you not having those 12 crops are very slim. You could sustain the lotus or the freeze or the this or the that. You could even be able to provide for your entire family and the whole entire community, if you so pleased, if you had prepared in abundance. So from that point is when I went on this mission to start thinking empire mindset. So how do we get somebody to stop thinking small? It's to open the possibility of them thinking big and why. And how I would go about doing that is, well, what is your purpose, or what are you trying to achieve? Do you want a house? Do you want to be able to take your family on a private yacht trip to be able to experience moments together? Do you want to be able to fund college? Do you want to be able to buy your parents a home? What is it really going to take? Then you would have to go beyond that number to be able to fall short and able to actually hit that number. So having somebody realize being comfortable with what they have could literally be wiped out on some unpredictable moment, on a moment's notice, can sometimes be enough to wake somebody up. And then how I would suggest that is have them listen to Grant Cardone or myself or some other mentor in the area that has the statistic that you are seeking. There's too many self-proclaimed people out there that are really giving a lot of false information that could actually harm people's potential. And then the second way is, with the work and the balance, and how do I balance the children with the work? And it's very difficult. I will tell you, I don't have it nailed. I consider myself a master juggler, not a balancer. I'm not a balance beam person. I'm a juggler, and I'm mastering the art of juggling. And so I prioritize what is what ball actually needs to be caught at the moment. If you go to the circus, they're juggling the tennis ball, the chainsaw, the orange, they've got 20 balls up in the air. That is my life. So I prioritize what needs to be handled in what order. My family will always come first in an emergency. However, if it is not an emergency, my family will not always come first. If the business needs to be handled first, then I need to be creative enough. And I'm at the point now where I have the financial resources enough to be able to put a family assistant in position who can occupy or take the kids here or there or whatever. And business will be tended to first if it's not an emergency. The kids also have been indoctrinated from a very young age that this is Team Cardone. And here's our mission. We want to help people. And this is how we do that. And sometimes if you want to be a participant and be in exchange with this family as a Cardone member, how you can do that and how you can give to the family is you cannot need my attention on the times that I need to dedicate to pouring into people, or when Papa needs to pour into people, because we are helping people. And when you help us do that so we can deliver products and services to people, then you are actually contributing to their well-being and to their families and their financial conditions improving in life, because you allowed us to do that by giving us a distraction-free environment. And that's a big exchange for us. And we reward that. And so you're contributing to the motion. So they understand that we work, and it also funds that we get to then take off for 2 weeks and to go to the south of France and spend a time where there are no assistants or personnel, or there's no one outside of our family. It is just the 4 of us having uninterrupted family time once a year for 2 weeks, and then all the other lifestyle choices that we're able to have because of our life. So how do I balance? I juggle, and I make sure that I have a deputy. A deputy is a person who fills in for you when you can't be in that position. So I have my deputies at work, and if I need them to step in, if I can't make a call, then they should be hatted on the position and be able to run point until I can come back and take over. And that's exactly how I run and operate. And I will tell you that I don't always win in that area. Right now, I'm due family time. I'm working from home. Yesterday, I'm trying to put in family time. It wasn't enough, according to the one daughter. At the same time, I'm having a business meeting show up at the house. At the same time, I didn't show up to the business meeting fast enough for Grant. At the same time, I'm doing a deal where I'm putting in an offer on a property, and I've got the person on the phone. So I'm trying to be the wife to Grant in this moment that I booked. So sometimes it does get a little overwhelming and stressful, and not everyone is happy. And I just try to do the best that I can and reorganize the time to not have a flap. I call those flaps in going forward. And then I just, like today, I'm working from home because I reorganized my calendar to be able to take Sabrina where she needed to go to handle her things. I didn't want to pass that off to the family assistant because I need family, daughter, mother time right now. So that's how I do it.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that's a really, really great answer. One thing that I like about this part right here, guys, is it's real. Okay. You guys think that, just because, people are successful, that there's not challenges that's going on, and she's being completely transparent. What I heard is that it's hard to juggle family and business, and then you have to choose. And sometimes you take a L in one area and you win in some areas. But at the end of the day, you try to balance you try to juggle what you can and then get it done. Okay. All right. So we have another question right quick. Who has the next question? Make sure you keep your question short and concise. Who's next that wants to come in from Clubhouse?
May I?
Yeah, go ahead. Jump in, Tasha.
All right. So, hi, Elena. My name is Tasha Ranellis. I'm Marine Corps veteran. And I did my time, and just listening to you talk, there's a couple things. One, I want to say I respect you and I appreciate you so much for keeping it real as far as juggling the family. I was a single parent and I deployed 3 times for my daughter. So I get the whole juggling act. And I will tell you right now, you're doing amazing.
Yeah, go ahead, jump in, Tasha.
All right. So, hi, Elena. My name is, all right. There's an echo here. Marine veteran.
I'm getting feedback.
And I, I did my time and just listening to you talk, there's a couple things. One, I want to say I respect you and I appreciate you.
Okay, can you guys hear me? I'm sorry about that. We got some weird feedback. All right, can you guys hear me?
I think there were two people trying to talk at once, Tony, but Tasha was speaking and then someone else jumped in.
Okay,
no, that was me.
Tasha, sorry
It was
about
her
that.
recording.
So,
But I just want.
go ahead,
Elena,
Tasha.
are you there?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to say the one thing I'm learning to do for myself is to grant myself grace. I put a lot of pressure on myself. I'm really hard on myself. And one thing I'm learning is to grant myself grace.
Recording in progress.
You're doing it fabulously. So, try not to knock yourself, grant yourself grace. You're doing amazing. It's not easy for anybody. The other thing I wanted to say was, you made a comment about little people. And little people make the biggest change. Personally, I'm always going to be a little person because I will never forget where I came from. Where I came from is the foundation and building blocks of who I am today and who I will be in the future. So, I love that. I love that you bring up little people and we are who we are. It's the people who started out little and forget where they came from, who don't reach down and try to lift other people up, that are the problem. That being said, right now, I'm in a place where I feel like I'm not where I'm supposed to be. I'm meant for more.
Mm-hmm.
And during your speech, you had said that you had gotten to a place where you felt like that yourself. Like you look around you and you realize, hey, this isn't right. So when you decided to take your steps forward, how did you gain your education to pursue the path you're on right now? Like who were your mentors and how did you build your team? Like get the right people around you to support your cause, support your vision, and to lift you up to where you are now.
So many answers there. I really went on a journey to self-educate myself. So a lot of my mentors, the biggest mentor that I had in my life was by L. Ron Hubbard. He founded the Church of Scientology, but he also wrote a book called Dianetics. That's not Scientology. But he wrote several books called, one of them is Learning How to Learn. So I never, the basic study manual, like no one had taught me how to learn. I didn't understand that when you go past a word, you don't understand the rest of the data goes blank in your head. I just thought I had a non-comprehension issue. So I learned these basic fundamentals on just how to study. So I learned about the misunderstood word, or learning on too steep a study gradient, where you take a jump into studying something not on the gradient, like you skipped a gradient, you went too high up. And lack of mass, studying something when you don't have the actual thing there. Like if I was going to study tractors, the best thing would be to have a tractor there. And the next best thing would be to have a picture of it if that wasn't realistic. So I learned how to study. I did something called the student hat, and I rehabilitated my study. And from going through the student hat, it was a course that I actually took over there. By the way, not to get into this because I don't want to get us off topic, but just so you know, Scientology is very misunderstood. I am a Catholic. I'm raised Catholic. I've never been denounced by my Catholic church. I don't denounce my Catholic roots. I'm a Catholic who practices Scientology. So Catholicism is my faith-based religion. Scientology is knowing how to know. It is not a faith-based religion. It's an applied religion. So for instance, when I studied how to study, you go then apply it to life. It doesn't tell me what to believe in. So I took many courses over there with study. I did a course called How to Overcome Ups and Downs in Life, How to Confront and Shatter Suppression. I took a confidence course, a leadership course, Success Through Communication course, which there's a whole technology about communication that I never knew before. So I read this book called The Fundamentals of Thought, a new slant on life. I really started to educate myself. And from that point, then I started to educate myself on business. So I know this sounds crazy, but I actually went through all of Grant's materials now that I could actually know and apply, study technology to actually be able to apply and not have to memorize data, but actually be able to think with the data and apply it to life. And I've done John Maxwell's The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. I've done marketing courses and classes. And so I went on a big self-enhancement. So obviously Grant Cardone is a big mentor of mine. Now Brandon Dawson, I'm going through the Cardone Ventures 10x 360 platform. So I have never personally built a team up until now. So Grant has always built that, so he can speak on that. For me, I can tell you this. Inside of Cardone Training Technologies, we're an annual, we make over 100 million a year just in Cardone Training Technologies. That does not include Cardone Capital, which is our that is our private equity fund for real estate. That doesn't include that. Inside of Cardone Training Technologies, I run a division called 10X Ladies Empire. So that's the Build an Empire Masterminds, the 10X Ladies Conference, the 10X Couples Retreats, and now my private 10X Ladies Club. So in that division, I run that division. So now I've had to learn everything that I need to know to build that division, because even though I have support and I can use resources from Cardone Training Technologies, you can understand why they're not going to stop everything they're doing with this $100 million business that they're running to then come and blow my division up. So last year, transparency, I made 4.6 million in that division, and that was up from 3.2 million last year. Now, to again, take in context, those are big numbers for any business. But when you take it in comparison to the business that I'm with under the Cardone Training, you can see why maybe they would not want to gear their attention towards my umbrella when mine is quote unquote only 4.6 million. So I'm just telling you what I'm going through. I've sat in all of the leadership, sales, marketing. I've gone through the Cardone Ventures 360 platform. I've gone through all of the Cardone University. Now I have a benefit in that I get it for free, but I also go through Grant's YouTube videos, which are free. I've read all of his books; those are free online. So, I'm just taking responsibility for what do I need to know and how do successful people run and operate their businesses. So that's a whole other thing. I'm now implementing one-on-ones with my team members. I know how to hire. I know how to chart key performance indicators, what their graphs are going to be weekly. You know, you need to do X, Y, and Z. Where are we with the mark? Who are we as a company? Like just even getting my mission statement clarified so that every single person within the 10X Ladies Empire knows what we're about and what the agenda is, and then what our core values are, and then getting the processes and procedures in place so everybody understands this coming year in 2024, the goal is 10 million. Now the goal is 10 million because with that comes how many lives have I personally impacted under that umbrella. And that's the barometer in the physical universe where I can say, we're hitting the mark, we're impacting lives. Otherwise, I don't know how to gauge just success stories. Like, you know, because my whole goal is I want to empower women. I build women so they can build their empires. I want to empower women, protect children, and restore the family dynamic, the family unit to this planet. That is my mission. And so those are the products that I'm going to push out in order to help me achieve those aims.
Man, let me tell y'all something right now. Put a fire emoji in the chat if that didn't fire y'all up, man, because you know what I heard? Accountability. Put a 1 in the chat of accountability. If you heard accountability, she's getting it out of the mud. Do y'all understand what that means? Nobody's going to hold your hand and do nothing for you. guess what? She's getting in the mud. And see, this is the reason why we brought you to the show, Elena, because a lot of people have this misconception that you're just chilling. And that is not what, look, you're putting in the freaking work and getting your hands dirty, and you cannot help but to respect that. Now, I have a question for you guys. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys are a real estate, if you're a realtor or you're a real estate investor or a veteran, put a 1 in the chat. If you're a realtor, real estate investor, put a 1 in the chat. I see you, Dee, Tasha, Diane, Jose, Samantha, Sheila, Dr. Carissa, okay, Justin, okay, man, the chat is bubbling up. Listen, I'm going to give you guys, this is what I'm going to do right now, Elena, and I'm going to come back to you for a question. Right now, I'm going to put a number in the chat, guys. If you guys want to plug in to 10X Ladies, okay, I'm going to put a number in the chat right now. Okay, I want you guys to text WIN to 760-573-2731 to get on the waiting list for Elena's next event, okay? She's going to be doing another event. She's coming to sunny Southern California in the summertime, and we got a huge event that's going to be taking place. If you guys want to get on the waiting list for that, and then also she has a 10X Ladies that's going to be coming up as well. So I'm going to put that number in the chat, guys, so you guys could pre-register for that event. Okay, you're getting on the waiting list and tickets run out fast. Again, text WIN to 760-573-2731. Okay. All right. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to
let me say one thing to address the last Tasha, I think was her name. If she wants to know how to hire the right people, go listen or read. I like audio. To the book called Teamwork. That's by Natalie Dawson. She is the president of Cardone Ventures, and that is her whole entire job on how to hire, fire processes. You will not be confused after you go through that book, Teamwork. You will be 1,000,000% certain who to hire, and she gives a great outline there. And then 9-Figure Mindset by Brandon Dawson, who is our partner at Cardone Ventures. That book is incredible. And of course, you all know I massively endorse anything Grant Cardone books. He's just, I call him sensei. He's not even a black belt. He's the sensei. He's just like so far superior. He sees things that like, I don't even know how he gets there.
That's phenomenal. And then we're going to go to a couple of more questions. Guys, make sure you keep your question nice, short, and crisp, because we only have a couple of more minutes with Elena. I'm going to ask a couple of questions, and then I'm going to pass it back over to the listening lounge, okay? So here's another question that I have for you, okay? Your journey from transitioning to from actor to entrepreneur, how difficult was that for you?
Oh my God, it was so difficult because since I was 17 years old, I moved from New Orleans, Louisiana to Los Angeles by myself. I knew no one. And I did that to escape New Orleans because I was going down a very bad spiral there with self-medication of excess alcohol and drug uses based on a trauma that I had where unfortunately I witnessed my best friend perish in a fire. And at 14 years old, nobody needs to see what that looks like. So I moved to Los Angeles at 17 years old. And that was the only thing. Like I said, the smarts thing, I wasn't going to be a doctor. I wasn't going to be a lawyer. Probably wasn't good in an office atmosphere. So I tried my hand in modeling and acting. And so from 17 until I was in my 30s, I married Grant when I was 30. I didn't meet him until my late 20s. I had been single and taking care of myself the entire time. Ups and downs, had a little bit of money. When I mean a little bit of money, when I made like 100 and I think my highest year was 116,000 for the year. I mean, I thought it was more than my parents had made combined. I thought I was like wealthy. But again, ups and downs. So I was an actress, and that's how I made my living, as an actress and as a model. I married Grant at 30. At 34, I believe, was when the market crashed. And I made my decision to support him and trade in the acting career, which was my whole entire identity. I had my identity wrapped up in my finances, being an actress. I left all of that to support a man that was the antithesis of who I was bred to be. Both my mother and my father instilled in me to never depend on a man for anything, mainly because my mother was the sole breadwinner. My father was an incredible human being, fought in World War II, but could never assimilate into the civilian world when he came back. So he never held down a job. So my mom said, never depend on a man. My father said never depend on a man because he wanted me to be an actress and he didn't want a man to hold me back in life. So to make the transition to support a man and then become an entrepreneur myself was very difficult because I thought that was a very degrading role to support a man, to have a family. I was embarrassed to be quote unquote just a mom. In the beginning, it was very difficult for me. I struggled with my identity when we were at a party and somebody asked Grant what he did, and he was the Blvd blah. He was not even who he is today, but at least, you know, like I said, we were in that beginning stage of Millionaire. He had a company, and who was I? And I remember meekly saying, I'm just a mom. I felt like that was a nobody. And so it was difficult because I thought women everywhere were going to want to kick me out of womanhood, and I was just a disgrace to all womankind. And I really had to battle those demons in my head and say, who am I battling? I don't even know that these women exist other than in my head. And if they want to judge me for getting on the same page and supporting the man that I committed the rest of my life to, then so be it. And so I took the leap, and it turned out to work out for me because I found the one that I trusted, and he's never let me down. And we've been married now for 20 years, and we've built an incredible empire. But it was very difficult to, you know, to make that decision for me. And then, you know, it is also difficult because he's also my mentor in so many areas, you know, to have him be my mentor in certain areas, but then don't talk to me about this and this area because you're not my mentor in that area, can be a little confusing for the poor guy. But he's hung in there, and we've made it work. And now I reverse, I'm a 180 to that. I never allow women to say I'm just a mom, because I believe, just like our military, who deserve to be thanked and appreciated for their service as well as their families, I believe all mothers out there who actually you know, wear the role of a mother and really do wear that hat, they should be thanked and appreciated and looked in like in awe, because when you look at it, we're responsible for the creation of civilization. Like, without women, we would cease as a civilization to exist. So women do have a very high value. Not that you have to be a mother to have value. It's just that's what we are capable of. We are the ones that are responsible for our children. And when, as a parent, as a mother, when you can rear your child to be a productive, contributing, happy member to society, there is no more important role in my mind. If we were on the verge of extinction for civilization, you know, how valuable would women be? So I just don't allow any woman to say I'm just in front of motherhood ever again. And now I'm definitely an advocate for finding the one you trust and figuring out how to bridge that gap between men and women to stop isolating us from each other, but actually, on the contrary, figuring out how we can unify and figure out our roles based on strengths and weaknesses, not based on male, female, and figure out how to come together as a unit based on strengths and weaknesses, to be able to hit heightened levels of success together in a coordinated manner, because two is stronger than one. And certainly that was the case when I finally figured out how Grant and I were going to do this. That's when we exponentially catapulted ourselves into the upper stratospheres of success. And it did not happen before we figured that piece out. But we certainly have elevated each other. I say Grant was always going to be successful. He was successful before I got with him. No doubt about it. Grant was going to do and would be who he is without me, but everything to where he could have been on his 100%, everything above that, I'm responsible. I take credit for the heightened level of success in the fact that I created a distraction-free environment for him to flourish and be able to do what he needed to do to hit us to billionaire status. And I took and made a lot of sacrifices. I had his back when he couldn't attend a kid's birthday because something came up. I would not tell the kids, your dad's not available and he takes work first and this and that. You don't get to make those kind of demands on a man and then also accuse him of not spending enough home time. Instead, I said to the kids, we get to have 2 parties, one with your friends and one with Papa and da-da-da-da-da. So being able to cover the bases and never say you work too much or never complain when he was on the phone, when he should have been on a date with me. Like, how are you going to reach $1 billion if you have to put up your time of getting in front of people or working on projects or getting deals done? Or it's why I don't complain when he spent thousands of hours on Clubhouse or X Spaces. He's getting known and he's doing what he needs to do to push us out there. So there's that.
Put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys enjoy that, man, because I'm going to tell you right now, the most important piece on the chessboard is the queen. Okay. If you guys don't understand how important it is to have someone that, I'm telling you right now in the White House, the most important person is that the president's wife, because she knows when he's sad. She knows when he needs to be encouraged. She gives him wise counsel. She can look outside in and make sure that he's the best version of himself. It's not the guy that's running the show. It's always the lady holding the glue. And the reason why I say that is because my sister personally, guys, I saw her go through this, right? Her husband was retired for a very long time. He was going back and forth to combat, and she had a graduate degree, and the highest level of job that she can get is $41,000 getting back into the workforce with a graduate degree from a prestigious college. So the stuff that she's saying is legit, right? It's not me, it's we. So I appreciate you sharing that. I think it's very, very important. And there was a lot of nuggets. I'm telling you, the ladies are bubbling up on all of the social media platforms. They're like, hell yeah, Elena, let's go.
Tell me, because I don't know, am I giving too long-winded of answers? Because I know sometimes on the social platforms, they like shorter answers.
This is good. I think that we want to respect your time, because I only have a couple of more questions and then we're going to open it up. It says, Elena, you nailed it. That's right. We in charge. Queens, rise up. Man, fellas, y'all need to step up, man. What's going on, man? The ladies are over here winning, man, while we're losing. I love
what else is new?
Guys, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure if you guys want to get on the waiting list, if you're a realtor, you want to be a part of what we're doing, I want to talk about this because this is essential. And then I'm going to go to the audience, guys. I want you guys to answer a couple of questions. Make sure you keep your questions really short. That way she can answer them really quick, okay? Why did you get into real estate, Elena? What made you, I remember hearing you say, my first check was X. What made you go through the rigors of getting your real estate license as a billionaire? I'm trying to understand it myself. What made you do that?
Okay. Well, long story short, Grant was doing a deal for the training on EXP's platform. So I went and got my license to become a realtor for EXP Realty because I was going to be the woman behind Grant to help facilitating this deal, because the deal, Glenn Sanford, the founder of EXP, wanted Grant to have a real estate license. Obviously, Grant can't do that for a number of reasons. So Grant said, hey, can my wife do that? At which point Glenn said, great, yes, because we have husband and wife real estate team. So I thought I was going to have to do this real estate thing so they could do their thing. Well, in the meantime, I didn't even know about EXP. I didn't understand its platform. But I will tell you that now that my kids are old enough, I have been looking for a platform where I can be the woman not only behind Grant Cardone or beside, however you like that nomenclature, because I that is my superhero. I do infrastructure support and mindset for Grant. That's what I did as the woman behind Grant. And so I saw this platform as an opportunity where I could be behind the thousands, in particular women, not to disclude the guys by any means, but I just feel like empowered women who can live up to their full potential can then actually, help their partners to be better, and then help the children in the community, and thus change the world from there. So that platform I got really excited about because it has a multi-economic platform where you can have a revenue share based on the amount of people that come in from anywhere in the world. We're open in multiple countries, and you get a piece of that from EXP every time they do a transaction. So it's like an MLM, but it's not an MLM because we're not selling hair products. This is homes. This isn't like a product, right? In those regards. So my first check was $606. I was so excited. Claudiane, who's our business partner, was like, I don't understand, why is this billionaire lady all excited about $600? But for me, I explained to her, and I called my mom right there with her, because I know that $600 a month to us, my parents, my mom and dad, we would have thought we were wealthy. Like, that would have been a game changer for us. Just $600 extra a month would have been the difference between massive stress and thinking, wow, we're rich, like for real. And so that excited me because I thought, wow, this is extra income that is easily achievable, and it can make a difference. And not only that, but it proved that the model works. And so last year I made, just from the revenue share, meaning from being rewarded from the people that I brought into the organization, I made a $316,000 last year, which I think is a huge, significant number. And so and all I do is bring mindset, infrastructure, and support. We can have another opportunity call about what that looks like to all the realtors or anybody who's looking to become a realtor and join our team. But it's been extremely beneficial because I've helped 800 people now that's in my organization and our organization be able to afford a similar luxury for their families. And it's a willable line. So if something were to happen to me, not that obviously in the financial situation that I'm in, y'all might say, oh, that doesn't matter, but it does matter to me that my children would inherit that ongoing revenue stream that I'm not able to have if something were to happen to me.
And I have to say this, guys. So our partnership, Cardone, Cardone Veteran Groups. Okay, this came from here. So basically, what we're doing is we're specifically focusing on getting more military people to become investors, and then getting the military spouses plugged in. So guys, if you guys want to get on that interest list and talk about how we can help you grow your business, okay, from really helping veterans get into homes, a recession-proof niche, okay, and then also inspiring professional and personal development for military spouses. And also, ladies, you don't even have to be a military spouse to get into 10X Ladies, but we're specifically focusing on a part to where we can help more military people and spouses. That's my partnership with the Cardone family. And if you guys want to grow your business around that, we have 2,200 people signed up for that event on Saturday. And guess what? That could be some revenue that's coming into your pocket if you are having a hard time generating good business with helping military people invest in real estate. So I wanted to definitely say that. I'm gonna put a number in the chat. And guys, Elena can't be here for too much longer. We're gonna open it up for a couple of more questions. Do you have time, Elena, for like maybe
Yeah, I do. I have until 2:45. But you know what I wanted to say, because this is a big military group out there. Somebody put my name, nominated me for the Civilian Orientation Conference. Do you know about JCOC? Which is where civilians would have the opportunity to go to the Pentagon and to go to some secret location and actually see what it is that y'all do for a week and kind of get run through the program. I've been told that if I get chosen for this program, that when we visit the Pentagon, we'd be treated as 2-star generals, which I think is amazing. But I think it's for to really understand what it is. I obviously you can't get that in a week, but it's to help civilians be able to spread goodwill about the military and have a little bit more understanding. So I'm putting this out there that if any of you have connections to anyone with the JCOC, this is the Civilian Orientation Conference, I'm going to be applying for it as well as Grant. If y'all can put in a good word for us, we want to be doing that program. It would be over my birthday, June 27th. It's that week. So it would be an incredible honor to be able to do that. I know the only regret that if anyone asks Grant what his biggest regret or only regret is, he will tell you that he regrets not joining the military and having that experience in his back pocket. So it'd be really cool for the two of us to go through that, even though I'm terrified of heights and I probably think jumping off the tower is probably in there somewhere, but I've got to go through it and confront my fears. Anyway, that was just a little shameless plug for anyone that might know anyone that could put in a good word. Okay, back to you, Tony.
We know some people at the Pentagon that we can make some phone calls, so we might have to hook you up, Elena. All right. So
I think we can find somebody's desk to sit on.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's for sure. Who has the next question on? Who wants to ask Elena a question real quick? Who's next?
I have a question, Tony.
Go ahead, jump in, Mark.
Hey, Elena, how you doing? Hope everything's going well. This is Mark Days, your husband's nephew. You know what I mean? I have a quick question for you, Elena. You mentioned getting on the same page, and that's one thing that Unc always tells me too when I speak to him. I've called him a couple times when I was having some issues. He said we got to get on the same page. Can you let me in on a secret as far as what are a couple things that Unc did that really got you on the same page with him and helped you stay on the same page with him, although it probably was difficult and it probably was a long journey, but what can you share a secret or two about a couple of things I can do to help keep my family on the same page as well?
Yes, and this is a shameless plug, but I'm also a fan of myself. And this book and how to build an empire, how to have it all. If you go to ElenaCardone.com.
Oh, my wife already heard it. I already got her on it.
You listen to it too, because there's exercises in there that y'all can do together. So what we do to get on the same page, and I will just tell y'all that Grant is really good in the business and I've really spear-fronted. I call myself the CFO, the Chief Family Officer, because a lot of the family stuff is done because of what I've kind of, I don't know how to say, it's kind of my origination, So what I really did was I started to have weekly meetings with him. And we started saying, what do we need and want to get here? We really figured out our purpose as a couple, not just as individuals. Where are your goals? Where are my goals? Where are our couple's goals? Who are we as a couple? What do we represent? Are we the fighting couple? Are we the power couple? Are we what do we want to give to our church? We mapped out all of these goals for ourselves and for where we want to go, big picture. Then we had to figure out what it was going to take to get there and who can run point, who's quarterbacking on this area, who's going to be the in charge of this area. We call it the IC. I'm running X, Y, and Z department. You're going to trust me. You have no say in these departments. You can give me advice, but at the end of the day, I trust you with those roles. And I'm going to back you with your decision, even if it goes against what I suggested, because you've got the strength in that area. So that's how we delineated and figured out our roles, and then got into agreements to not bypass each other in these roles. So we're equal in marriage, but we're not equal in everything. He is not equal under this roof. This is my home. I'm the senior at the home. He is the senior at the office.
Oh, wow.
So I am not equal to him at our business. He is my senior at the business. Why? Because he's got the strengths. He has got the proven track record. He knows what he's doing. He's never failed. He's never let us down. I don't know what he knows. I would have to go spend 20 years having the experience that it took him to get there. So we are not equal in every division. So we get on the same page, and we, you know, if I got to be the junior and do something I don't want for the greater good of us and for everybody else, I'm a team player. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do whatever it takes to get us where we want to go. So that's helped out tremendously. Also realizing that the greatest act of love that he can give me and that I can give him is by helping each other achieve our goals and our dreams, because that's when I'm the happiest. So when he helps me achieve my goals and my dreams, I'm more fortified to him. I want to protect him more. I have wins with him. And when I help him achieve his goals, he loves me more. And that's really the secret to our ongoing relationship, is that we are helping each other with our goals and our dreams. And we don't let each other quit on ourselves, on each other. And so that's been successful for us to stay on the same page. What are we doing this for? Where are we going? What's the goal? What's the end goal? What's the new game?
I'm gonna tell you right now, Mark. I don't know.
Nice.
That it made me all my chin started shaking a little bit. I was like, I got a little emotion.
Not your lip quivering over there. Don't tell me you losing it.
I'm losing it over there, man, because that hit home, man. I think it's important, man. I think, having balance is important. And I know a couple of ladies want to get through these questions. Excellent question, Mark. Who wants to ask another question on Clubhouse? Raise your hand. Who wants to jump in? Okay. Rose, are you here? Okay.
Yes, I am. Good afternoon. Hi.
Hi. Go ahead. What's your question for Elena?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. Thank you for this. It's beautiful. I'm inspired. I watched the show Undercover Billionaire when he was on. How did you survive behind the scene? Because the glimpse that I got, it was really fascinating to see, Grant and out of his element. But how did you survive through it? That's my question overall.
Yeah, well,
and the daughters.
Well, it's interesting. It was really hard on us. It was in 2 stages because of COVID. The production shut down and he had to come home. Grant bitched and moaned and complained the entire time. He didn't want to do it. He didn't want to leave his family. He thought it was ridiculous. It was so ridiculous. Why is he having to do this? And I think secretly, I don't want to speak for him, but I think there was a little fear of, what if I don't pull this off and I kind of lose cred, or, all the common fears that you could expect one would go through when they're being told they're getting dropped off with $100 and no name and no contacts. But it was really me that pushed him to do this. I wanted him to get known by an audience that wouldn't find him necessarily, meaning through the TV avenue. So I really pushed him to do that. So I knew that was going to require me to make sacrifices. How did I get through it? It was very difficult. 2020 was the hardest time in our marriage. Not just that, but there were other things that were going on at the time that was very difficult for us. We had to eliminate an entire department when COVID happened because the weakness of the organization was exposed, and that we couldn't fund it. We didn't know where the bottom was. We weren't willing to gush out. So to protect the whole of the company, we let an entire division go. We got a lot of heat and flack back for that. People were not sympathetic as business owners that we were having to protect the organization by eliminating that aspect of things. Just a number of things were going on it was painful in our marriage. So him being gone was difficult because he would call me and he would be complaining and want to come home. And he was furious at me for making him stay out there and do this and keep him away from his kids. And so I was having to run a lot of the behind the scenes. I didn't want to tell him. By the way, he was hanging up on me every night. He was very angry with me. So I couldn't go to him with any problems. I was having to solve everything because I didn't want to give him more problems, which was overwhelming. And then I figured out how to deal with him. And so I kept trying. I was making the mistake of, during all these phone calls, trying to be his greatest cheerleader. And this is going to help so many people and so many lives. And people are going to see how to grow a business. And you're going to help so many people. Click, click. He'd hang up on me. And, finally, I got really smart. And I prepared a list, and it had about 40 names on it of all the people, like it chokes me up. All the people who want to see us fail and want to see our marriage fail and him fail and our business fail, and all the backstabbers and all the people that say horrible things and try to do horrible things to take us down. I wrote a list of 30 people. And he called me one day, and so he was angry and was yelling at me. And when he was done, I just started first name, last name, first name, last name, first name, last name. And he said, I get it. I get it. I know what I have to do, and I'm not going to complain one more time. And it was in that is when he was motivated to go stand up for our name and our reputation and show all those people that we can win no matter how much they want to come at us to try to take us down. And he became a very big success in that moment. And I finally got through in that moment to him. So that's how I handled it. And when he got back, we were able to figure out our marriage and realign and get back on the same page and figure out how to fortify. And then we just went on a big trajectory of being closer than we've ever been before as a result of 2020.
Man. Woo, man. That is magnificent, Elena. I want to say.
I'm so sorry that just kind of hit me. I did not mean to act like a baby.
Please don't
now.
apologize.
Don't
My
apologize.
God.
No.
We need to
Thank
hear
you.
this.
I'm going to tell you.
Thank you.
Ever apologize.
I'm going to tell you right now, guys. Listen, I'm telling you, I am so honored to have you today. And I know that you got to get going. And I want to say, can we say that we appreciate, guys? Can we put a heart emoji in the chat, guys?
We love you, Elena.
We love you, Elena.
Amen,
This has been magnificent.
Thank you. Thank you so
You're the
much.
best.
Hey, you guys, it's been such an honor and a blessing to be here.
We love you,
Thank
girl.
you for having me on. I really appreciate you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, Elena Cardone, I'm going to tell you, we love you. I'm super excited, guys. Listen to me. It is an honor. Look, I got my brother Albert over there saying, man, I'm over here crying like a baby. And Albert has this here, and I'm going to tell you, man, listen, we are more powerful. We is always going to be bigger than me. And that's what I heard. And this is what transparency looks like, guys. So Elena, it's an honor to have you. And I'm super excited. And guys, guess what? Plug yourself in, guys. Plug into what we're doing. Okay, plug in because they really want to help people. Guys, I'm going to put the link is at the top on Clubhouse. Get in the event on Saturday. I'm going to put the text number out there so you guys can plug in to 10X Ladies. I've seen it myself, what the ladies are doing out here. It is phenomenal. And I'm going to tell you guys, you got to get in on the ground floor because this is just the beginning of something so huge. And I, as a U.S. Marine 20 years, man, I just want to say thank you for everything that you have done for us and our business. Our people are all the way in. They're dialed in. We're taking this thing to the universe, guys. Are there any closing remarks that you'd like to share with the audience, Elena?
As Grant says, be great. Nothing else pays. When you have love in your heart, you're not hating, you're contributing. So any way that Grant and I can help, it's really our life's mission at this point. We've attained financial legacy, future. We've hit big targets. But now our spiritual legacy is how many people can we help? So if there's anything we can do to help you, this is what we're all about. And we'd be happy to help in any way that we can.
Man, phenomenal. Thank you, Elena, for coming on. We really appreciate you guys. This is the Winning Real Estate Show. Okay, this was Elena Cardone, Billionaire Empire Builder. Put a heart emoji in the chat if this was a phenomenal space. Again, thank you guys for coming on. I'm going to put a number in the chat, guys. Click in, okay? Get on the waiting list. We have an interest list coming up. Elena, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you. And then I'm looking forward to our next event. When is 10X Ladies? What date is that?
10X Ladies is August 16th and 17th in Miami.
Hey, man.
And I'm
trying to go to Miami. Hey.
Wheels up, Jack. Wheels up, Jack.
Wheels up, Jack. Let's go. Thank Thank you so much, Elena. We really appreciate
Bye,
it.
everybody.
Okay, have a good day, y'all.
Love you.
Man, what
Thank
a
you, Elena.
phenomenal
Thank
interview,
you.
guys. Did you guys like that interview? Put a fire emoji in the chat if you guys enjoyed that. What did you guys think about that, man? What was your take?
Bro,
Amazing.
I swear I got hit hard, bro. I got hit hard. That last segment that jacked me up pretty good, bro.
I got to go do a podcast and I got tears shit all over my face.
I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to tell you what I heard. The biggest thing that I listened to is that,
I love her.
she's real, man. Listen, this is a real, and that has been through a lot, that's the part that I like the most about it, because I'm going to tell you right now, man, if I didn't have good people around me, I wouldn't be where I am today either. And that's what resonated with me. I'm like, Elena, I'm in. Once they showed me, they didn't ask me for anything. Guys, do you know that they paid for our last event for veterans? We didn't pay nothing. They paid for that and didn't ask us for one thing. They completely believed in what we were doing. And that was an expensive event, man. Okay. So all of the stuff that you guys are seeing here, and them actually trying to help and do big things, guys, I'm telling you, I'm experiencing it myself. We've been in this our partnership was February. We just got in there and being able to help military spouses, being able to enhance the ability to get more real estate professionals production. Guys, I'm telling you right now, this is going to blow the hell up. So you better get in. I'm going to text the number, put the number in the chat so you guys can get information on how you guys could be partnered with us. The number is 760-573-2731. Text WIN to 760-573-2731. If you guys want to be a part of this movement, if you guys want to get in with 10X ladies, if you guys want to be a part of this military spouse movement, or even if you want to become a real estate investor, anything, we got you guys, okay? Are there any questions or outros what do you guys think? I'm going to go ahead and keep the show going for a couple of more minutes before we shut down. What do you guys think about the show? What do you guys think about Elena?
Anthony, I'm sorry. Anthony, I just want to say, man, I know Elena was real, and I've heard her and Grant talk before. Obviously we're doing a partnership with them, but I have to say that last part, like Mark mentioned, it people that own, us entrepreneurs, we know the struggles, and that right there, man, that connected with me. I even had a little, I'm a big dude. I don't cry, but boy, she had my eyes watering over here.
For real.
My wife said that we over here just like, man.
I'm gonna tell you right
that
now,
struggle.
man.
I mean,
My
you know
chin,
she
man.
went through it.
If y'all can't see my chin was shaking. I was like,
Had your beard quivering over there.
Can I say something? It's Rose. Yeah. I watched the show. I was so fascinated by the show. I literally wanted to ask that question. I just never had the opportunity. So I just want to say thank you for that, because I saw a side of him I just didn't understand. Because it's one thing to listen to somebody on Clubhouse, because that's why I first came across them. And you, Anthony, also on Clubhouse. But it's just like something about the show just gripped my heart. I know I wanted to do it. And then when you were saying it, I'm like, I have to ask that question. Her vulnerability just hit me. And everything made sense. And it's like, because you just never know a person. And that's why it's important to have great partnership and have somebody who knows you. It makes a whole difference, because we are together. We're stronger than we are apart. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah,
thank you.
That said that that she spoke team. You know what I heard the most? I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Your teammate, the person that you're partnered with, if you wanna know who really loves you or cares about you, ask them for help or go through something. That's what I heard, right? She said she dismantled a whole team, right? Because they weren't on board, guys. And this is the biggest thing. I'm gonna tell you who my team is. You're seeing them on stage. Anthony Renew, Annette Robinson, all of these people on stage, Ian Jensen. This is my community, man. I would not be who I am today if it wasn't for Constance, all of the people that are around me, the Renew Home team. These people believe in the direction that we're going in. So Mark Days, like, these people on stage helped me get to where I am. I didn't do it alone. So I'm just out here talking and lead genning and getting the game out. But behind me is a tribe, a community that helped me get to where I am. It is not just me. You only see me. Y'all have no idea what people have done for me behind the scenes. Like, they have been riding with me, believing in me, dealt with my bull crap. Because look, Right now, the way that I am, that what y'all see the y'all see the unseasoned chicken Anthony Glenn. The seasoned chicken Anthony Glenn is not. I'm very difficult to deal with and very
That's crazy.
demanding sometimes. I'm being honest with you. So I'm telling you right now, guys, I appreciate you guys pulling up. I love you guys, man, and I'm telling you, man, I'm so honored. I'm gonna tell y'all a quick story, real quick, and then I'm gonna open it up for questioning because we're gonna hang out. This is the after show. Mark Days put me in front. He set me next to Elena. Okay, he didn't even have a ticket. He just walked in and said, "Yo, you going with me?" Okay, and he put me right next to her, and I didn't say a word. I stood my position. I had on a blue suit. I remember this to this day. And to my right was Ashley, being all loud as she usually is, my sister Ashley. And then I just said, I want to do something for military families. And she said, "Here's my phone number. Give me a call." She gave me her personal phone number. She didn't give me an assistant. She didn't do anything. And you know what? I was scared to call. I said, "I'm not calling Elena, man. I'm not doing that." So you know what I did? I shot a text. And then before all of that happened, Grant hit me in the back channel and he said, "Listen, man, I've been listening to you for a long time. I want to help more veterans and I think that you're the person to do it." And here we are today with a partnership, but it all happened with seeds, right? And I want to tell y'all something, man. If you want more fruit, plant more seeds, help more people. Mark didn't have to put me next to Grant. He put me in the VIP. I had a basic ticket that Grant comped me. I had a basic ticket to the event, man. He said, "Listen, I'm taking you upstairs and I'm putting you next to Grant. He needs to know who you are." Okay? So I can't tell you how thankful I am for this opportunity, man. And it's a blessing to be able to do. Connie and I have been on this journey since 2006, man. And it took this long for us to get in front of people. So many backstabbers, so many people leaving, so many people lying, so many people copying our stuff, so many people taking from us. Now I have now what I did realize is that sometimes God will remove friends, family members, relationships. He will remove those relationships so violently because he has a bigger blessing that those people that you're hanging around and doing things with are not supposed to get that blessing that you're supposed to get. Okay, so I just want to say that, man. The mic is open. Who has questions or comments that they would like to propose?
Nah, I just want to say something real quick, Tony. I think you are 100% correct with everything that you just said. Because what we fail to realize sometimes is that we have to catch on and we have to have a hawk eye whenever it comes to the people that are around us. Because there's people right now that are near all of us that they want to see us do good, but they do not want to see us doing better than them. And those are the people that you need to remove out of your life.
The bar.
You see what I'm saying? Like, those are the people that you need to remove from your life. And I'm not talking about removing them aggressively, like just don't consult them. I think actually it was Elena that posted this the other day. It's like, if you want to be successful, stop telling everybody what you're trying to do. You see what I'm saying? Like, believe in yourself, because how can other people believe in you when you don't even believe in yourself? And that has been the hardest journey for me, man. If I'm gonna share it, because as you know, Tony, man, like, some of my ideas are off the wall ideas, right? And that's one of the reasons why I joined here. With you, it was because you believed in the ideas that I had, and you were like, "Let's freaking go and let's run with them." And every single time that I'm not even finished talking, and you go like, "Let's do it. I don't care. Let's do it." And that's the type of people, man, that you need around you. The type of people will be like, "Hey, if it didn't work out, it didn't work out, but at least we tried it. At least we know what the answer is." So I definitely appreciate, every single one of you guys that are in our group.
Hey, Albert, on the other side of that, I want you all to think about maybe something is in your peripheral vision, but you're not really looking at it. You're not really listening to it. Somebody's tapping you on your shoulder, and maybe that door is opening, Anthony. And I just really feel sometimes we don't use and listen to our hearts. We are always looking beyond that for the other thing, but just listen to who's whispering in your ear, maybe, and not so much the bad people you want to separate from, but just listen to your heart too, and just see what's opening for you also. Thank you, Anthony. This was awesome. She's amazing.
Yes, man. And
bro.
I'm telling you, man, the biggest thing that I hear is like, man, just love on people, man. Never listen. I'm never going to throw shadow on someone's light, man. If you have an idea, I'm going to support it, man, because sometimes I don't want to be the person responsible for not elevating you on what it is that you want to do. I want to help you get there. How can I help, man? I want to be contribution to the direction that you're going in, man. Let's see if it works out. And then, if it doesn't work out, at least you tried, man. Man, this has been a good space. Anybody else want to jump in? I love you, Mark.
I'm gonna jump in real quick, bro.
Yeah, man.
I just want to tell you, bro, I'm proud of you, bro. Like, in every sense of the word, like, it does something to me to see you winning like this, bro. Like, I just love to see it, bro, because we've had conversations at length. Some of the things I have going on. I know some things as well, and it's not easy what you're doing, bro. Like, this is serious. This is huge, and I don't even think you know how big this is going to be. You know what I mean? I don't think you have any clue the impact that you're going to make, but I know because you're driven and because you're dedicated and committed that you're going to win. It doesn't matter how much is put in front of you. I know you're going to knock it down. And that's how much faith and confidence I have in you. And that's why I'll promote you to anybody, any day of the week. And I'm proud of you for what you're doing, bro, and not giving up. Like Elena said, she had to read off names to Grant. What that translated to me was when you don't operate at your full potential, and it hit me hard because I'm guilty of this, you leave your family and your children exposed to attacks, whether that be financial or otherwise. And you just can't do that. And I see you being a person that's building a fort around your family and your children. And I admire you for that. And that's something I aspire to do. So I'm proud of you, bro. Keep killing them, bro. Don't ever stop. For real, for real. I tell you this in front of all these people. Keep rocking, bro, because I'm with you 100%.
I appreciate y'all. And I'm with y'all too, man. Man, I have no words, man. I got goosebumps all down my shoulders and everything else. I'm just, and guys, I'm going to tell y'all something. What's more important than anything that happened today is the people that showed up today to listen to that message, because the people that did not show up, they missed a good one, because what we're about to do, listen, one thing that Connie told me many years ago, she said, Anthony Glenn will not lose. I will go to the grave with accomplishing what it is that I want to do. No matter the haters, my heart gets broken every day, man. I dust myself off, get back up, and I keep rocking out because I know that my responsibility is bigger. The message and the things that we're trying to do together, okay, complementary to each other, is much bigger than me, man. This is if we're trying to do one thing that could change everything. And this trickles all the way down. Financial literacy, how to buy real estate, how to set up your trust, there's so much information, so many people that are going through things, and we can do it together, man. We all can be at the top together. I do not want to be at the top alone, man. That's why I keep bringing people in, keep getting my heart broken, keep getting my ass kicked, because I know that what we're doing is bigger than us. It's way bigger than we can ever fathom. And set your goals lofty, guys. I'm going to end with this, guys. Set your goals so big, man, and get around people that are going to put gasoline in your tank, man. Okay? So, I'm thankful for you guys. I appreciate you guys. I'm not going to go on a crazy rant. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been the Win in Real Estate Show. This has been a phenomenal space. Guys, I will see all of you. I want everybody to put to the top in the chat right now. Put to the top, because I want to see y'all at the top. It doesn't matter where you're at right now. It doesn't matter if you have bad credit. It doesn't matter if you have a bad relationship. It is time to plug in to someone who's going to help you get there. And if we commit ourselves jointly to getting there, then we're going to meet somewhere. We're going to meet somewhere in the middle. I might get there before you do, but then guess what? We're going to meet somewhere like a pyramid. If we have upward momentum and we really work together at building something so unstoppable, with sharing ideas and information of the hardships, so we can be a bridge builder so those people don't have to face the same thing, that is where I don't care how much money I have. I don't care how much stuff I have. I care about how many people I help. And I'm really asking, I'm begging you guys to join with us. Help us get there, because we're going to help you get there as well. We love you guys. Phenomenal space, guys. And then remember, Saturday, we got another event. If you guys want to win, I'm going to put the number in the chat. I'm going to say it again. Text WIN to 760-573-2731. Again, that's WIN to 760-573-2731. We're going to tell you guys what we're doing. Elena, Annette, the ladies from the Renew team, Sierra, we're building a military spouse movement also. We didn't get to talk about that. Listen, this is going to be crazy, y'all. So y'all better stay tuned. Cardone Veterans Group is not just buying real estate. This is a lifestyle change, okay? So I'm super excited. The link's at the top. If you're a realtor and you want to get production, we're going to vet you. If you're trying to make money, this is not the place for you. But if you're trying to help people and then get the results of the money coming in from helping people, then we're your people, okay? So let's go, y'all. Y'all fired up, man? Mark, man.
Man, bro, let's get it, dog.
I'm taking a nap. That's what the hell I'm doing. I'm about to take a nap.
You gonna take a nap?
I'm tired. I need to go lay down, man. I done had excitement, sadness, happiness, crying, all types of stuff, man. But hey, it's time to get up, Mark. Connie, are you here? Is Connie here? Is Connie on Clubhouse right now? Connie?
She just escaped. I saw her and then she was gone.
Literally.
Damn.
Literally.
But
and don't tell me that, because I'll get on a plane. Stop playing with me, man.
Hey, man.
Yeah, no, I'm here.
Connie, I want you to.
It was amazing. And if you guys,
I want you to do the outro, Connie. I just want you to give them a snapshot of what we've been through. This is Connie. This is my business partner. Okay, we've been rocking and rolling since 2004, man. Okay, so Connie, you want to 2002 actually. Connie, you want to just give an outro real quick?
wow. I just have to say that I'm still speechless. I've been traveling. I was listening on the plane, got off the plane. I mean, I was, totally committed to, making sure that I, was present. And I just have to say that, I can't wait to roll it back. I can't wait to watch the recording, because there were so many nuggets and it was so true. I think in leadership, and as we all are, we're leaders in our own way, whether we're leaders in our home, whether we're leaders in our organizations. It does take a lot, but it's inspiring to be around other people who you can share that experience with, we can share your ups and downs with, and stay encouraged. Today, I needed that word today. I just have to, I'm just be completely transparent. I really needed that today. And so I'm so just glad that we've been able to make these partnerships and relationships and just continue to surround ourselves with good people. I mean, I love our team. Thank you guys so much. You help us out, help me out personally every single day, and I'm just so grateful. And really, that's, I'm just looking forward to all the people that are in the room that, I don't know. I hope I get to know you by, you joining us and just sharing, your gifts and talents, with, touching the lives of, many veterans, all the veterans that we can. That's what we're here to do. And it will touch our lives as well. So that's what I have for today. So thank you guys. I too need to take a nap at this point, but it was great.
Yeah, man. And I want to give a special shout out to all of you guys. Special shout out to Anthony Renew, Sierra, my sister, Annette Robinson, Ian Jensen, Bruno Nascimento, just everybody that's just, pouring love into us and just being present. Kyler, everybody that's here, everybody that showed up. We love you guys. We really appreciate you guys. And, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and there's a lot of people that's the glue behind what we've been able to do. And, we would not be able to do this stuff without you guys being present and being a bridge builder for us to be able to get out here and do, because things stop. When you do stuff like this and you have plans like this, production doesn't stop. It continues to go on. And, we have to keep the lights on. And it's been tough, man. I'm telling you, stepping out from Remax and changing everything and then getting everything and ironing everything out and arguing and fighting and all types of other stuff, but the mission remains the same. And I want you guys to don't stop your car when it's raining. Keep driving, drive a little bit slower, but the final destination doesn't change, okay? It never, ever, ever should change. Who you're doing it for is going to be more important than the rain that slows you down a little bit. So just remember that, guys. Keep going. And man, I am out. I'm taking a nap. Okay, do not call me, text me, none of that. I'm about to lay down right now. Okay, I'm about to have a tasty beverage and I'm going to sleep. Ian, Bruno, do not call me. Okay, I'm done for the day. All right. So appreciate.
Yeah, right. Bullshit, Jack.
Appreciate you guys. We love you guys, and then we'll see you guys on social media platform, guys. Thank you so much, and have a good day.